One of the really great lake village sites that we've got in the area of the Brew Valley is Mir Village East. And this assemblage of objects in front of me is from this site, all waterlogged, and that's one of the reasons why we've got such an interesting selection surviving in the archaeological record. So these are all objects of personal adornment or usage, and this is one of the great sort of groups of objects that we really get in the Iron Age, a real explosion of people making things that they would have worn or used on their appearance. So Mir Village East is known for its glassworking. It's one of the few glassworking sites known in Iron Age Europe, which makes it really, really important for our study of these communities. And what they're making are these very beautiful yellow, I don't know if you can see that, yellow spiral beads. And we find these all over the country. They've been known to be found in assemblages in Scotland. And what they would have been used for is objects like this. So these would have been strung together and worn as bracelets or necklaces, basically just anything to make you look a bit snazzy. What they're also doing at Mir Lake Village East is collecting things to use as beads. So we've got here a little ammonite, which I'm sure you're aware of is a fossil, and it's been threaded through to be used as an item of personal adornment. So they're engaging with their landscape a little bit differently. We've also got objects that you're probably going to recognise a little bit more as they look a bit more modern. So here we've got something that you probably wear every day. It's a finger ring. It's part of a copper alloy spiral, so you would have worn it just like this. We've also got two objects that are quite strongly associated with the Romans, but which actually appear for the first time in the Iron Age. And these are tweezers. So this is part of what's known as a toilet set or a cosmetic article, and men and women would have used these. We find these in burials and on domestic sites across the country and also into Europe. And one of the most interesting object types that appears in the Iron Age is brooches. So these start to appear in Britain in about the 5th century BC, and they are known as Latin style. So this is again referring to a site in France, which we've also seen in some of those beautiful enamelled horse furniture objects. And this is what they look like. They're basically really big safety pins. But what's interesting about them is they're made from a single piece of copper alloy wire, threaded through and spiraled around to create a spring and a pin with a little catch plate. And they would have been worn upside down. So we always see them like this, but actually they would have been worn like this to collect your cloak or your tunic to hold it all in place. And we find those dotted across the country. And one of the final things I want to mention is we have evidence of gaming going on at Mir, and this is a little tiny dice game piece that was also found in the wetland.